Now, there is a second value that I bring. I actually operate as a fractional CMO between companies and other larger agencies, right? So I'm in between $100 million agency and some law firms, for example, right? And what I'm doing there is these lawyers and stuff like that don't have the expertise that I have. And so they don't know what to ask of this large agency. They don't know how to hold the large agency accountable. They don't actually have a system, to give the large agency to execute on, because most large agencies are operating at the top of the funnel. They're
Right.
doing SEO, they're doing ads and things like that. But if it's dropping into nothing, then you're just pissing money away,
There it is.
So those are the two problems.
So real quick here, and that's excellent. This is
Yeah.
great. Folks, this is Charlie Harper with whooshagency.com. Go check out Charlie Harper at whooshagency.com. That's WHOOSH agency, whooshagency.com. If you're seeing it on the video, you know what we're talking about here. We do everything in 5P format. If you are a member of the 5P Inner Circle, you get all of our interviews in long, uninterrupted format. Now, Charlie Harper, whooshagency.com. What is the mission of Whoosh Agency? It doesn't need to be the verbatim mission statement, but what is the mission to really hone in for our listeners?
So fundamentally, my perspective on life is that if you have a strong family, then you have a strong community, and then you have a stronger nation, right? That is the way that I think. And so my actual mission is to help companies hire people, because if I can help a company hire employees, then I am building stronger families, right? And thus the foundation of our entire country. Because I know that's real heady and all, but if you're asking me what my mission is, that's really it. The selfish side of that is to basically control my path. Up here on the back wall, I've got 3 words: autonomy, family, and simplicity, right? Those are basically my driving words, is that I want to make the way I do things as simple as possible. I want to be autonomous, and I want everything to be about family, right? So I hope that answers that question.
Oh, it definitely does. It bridges that gap. Because you started to dabble a little bit, Charlie Harper of whooshagency.com, you started to dabble a little bit into the execution, how you actually go about executing your mission in working with some of these business leaders. So I have had this experience in working with Charlie Harper of whooshagency.com, and this was years ago when I was setting up CRM and trying to figure out what he calls the hero's journey. Mm-hmm. Right? And in going through that in order to sustain the follow-up, can you kind of illustrate to some folks where you're going with the hero's journey so that they understand those touch point follow-ups?
So basically, when I look at a company, I look at it from a standpoint of where a client is in understanding, like whether they even understand that they even have a problem yet, right? How many different message variations can we get into? And I have a diagram I can share with you. You can put in the notes or whatever, so that someone can actually see what I'm talking about here. But
it's going in the inner circle. Only our inner circle members are getting the diagram.
So I basically look at it from an awareness standpoint. What do we need to do about awareness? An engagement standpoint. An engagement standpoint is like, when we start retargeting, getting people into lead magnets and landing pages and things like that. And then the final stage is conversion. And conversion ties strongly into what your sales process is. So it's the beginning point of your sales process, whether that sales process is automated or not. Beyond those things, and where I do dabble in with certain clients, is getting into the onboarding process, the actual fulfillment of the service, and then retention.